Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a deadly duo in love that loves reacting to some death battle.
Yes, we do.
So for this death battle, we're checking out an older one. This is Ragna versus Soul Badguy. Blazblue versus Guilty Gear. So we checked out a lot of Guilty Gear on our other channel, Definitely Not Definitive Games. We did all their theme songs, so you should go ahead and check that out. And yeah, but we need to get more into like the story and the lore and everything like that, which, you know, Death Battle briefly covers some of that. So it's a nice little intro.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
No anime tough guy trope is complete unless he has outrageous spiky hair, a sword that's clearly compensating for something, and belts. Lots and lots of belts. Ragna, the Blood Edge. And Soul Badguy, the Flame of Corruption. He's Wiz and I'm
Flame of Corruption.
And
like
it's
that.
our job to analyze their
Quite a
weapons,
title.
armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Nearly a century ago, humanity was hunted to near extinction by the fearsome Black Beast. Fortunately, 6 brave heroes slayed the monster and saved mankind. The remains of humanity was reorganized under an oppressive government until one man decided to rise up. Ragna, the Blood Edge. Baggy pants.
Like they got a rockin' soundtrack, too.
Brooding personality. Ragna has tragic backstory written all over him. I'd actually go with gruesome. As a young child, he and his siblings were confined in an experimental facility as lab rats.
Here's the Grim
What were
Reaper.
they trying to do?
Yeah,
No one
great.
knows.
Frequent dine and dasher.
Here is they were rescued by a
Crippling
talking
fear of
cat named
ghosts.
Jubei, who also happened to be the most feared warrior on the planet. However, things took a darker turn when Ragna's sister Saya grew very sick. With what? Sickness? No one knows. Ragna took Saya under his wing, but their younger brother Jin was irritated that Ragna was not spending more time with him. Being a reasonable guy, he decided the only solution was to murder his brother. Oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I'm lonely. I'll kill one of the only people I care about. Great plan. So then a maniacal hipster villain named Yuki Terumi showed up out of nowhere, helped Jin impale Ragna through the chest, and then cut off his arm for good measure. Why? How? No one knows. Have you familiarized yourself with that phrase yet? Good, because it's not stopping anytime soon. Moving on, for sanity's sake, Ragna would have been done for until an omniscient, time-traveling, pig-tailed vampire descended from the heavens, snapped her fingers, magicked him a new arm, and left. No, don't think, just accept. Surprisingly still conscious, and apparently an expert of things that have never happened before, Ragna instantly recognized his new appendage as an Azure Grimoire, a piece of the Black Beast which Ragna can use to manipulate Seether.
Who comes to that conclusion
Seether
right
is a
away?
radioactive
This
energy
expert at things that
left
never
behind by the
happened
Black
before.
Beast all over the world. Like magic. Well, no, magic is totally different. But it lets him do magic-type stuff. Yes. Okay. Well, after missing out on the maiming and resurrection of Ragna, Jubei the Cat Ninja returned and decided to teach him the ways of combat. Where the hell was he before? No one knows. Probably destroying someone's furniture or pissing in their shoes.
Little bit
Through
of
his
both.
training, Ragna's control over Seether became practically unmatched. He can form various parts of the Black Beast in combat, transform his own arm into razor-sharp claws, or drain the soul of his foe through his strikes. But if he needs more power, more defense, and more soul-sucking, he can crank these up to 11 with his Blood Cane form. Upon completing his training, Jubei bestowed upon him a red cloak and a deadly blade called Blood Scythe. This baby can extend for stabbing strikes, and like the Azure Grimoire, slowly drains the souls of its victims upon contact. And before you point out that it's clearly a sword, not a scythe, it can do this.
Oh, sweet.
That is impressive. Oh, did it like open up a new dimension or something there? Sure.
Ragna's angsty rage took him on a world tour of
There's a lot happening.
single-handed
It might not
government
have been real.
smashing, earning him the nickname the Grim Reaper. And racking up an unprecedented bounty of 90 billion, whatever their currency is. No one knows. And despite being Being the largest bounty of all time, he still freely walks the world on foot and in public with no attempt to disguise himself whatsoever.
Probably because nobody wants to piss him off. We're talking about a guy who treats getting knocked through solid concrete as an inconvenience, has survived multiple impalings through the chest, took out hundreds of armed officers without breaking a sweat, and obliterated an entire street with a single one-hand sword strike.
Ragna is referred to by some as the most powerful man in the world, but he's also known as a risk-taker with a short temper.
And despite being trained by the most dangerous kitty cat in the world, Ragna is obviously nowhere
Ninja
near
kitty.
Jubei's level of skill, who terrifies even the deadliest villains of the series.
But after all was said and done, Jubei left Ragna with a dire warning. Never think of the Azure Grimoire as your own.
Which is kind of bullshit. I mean, it's attached to him, so I'm pretty sure he's got dibs.
Well, he does, but if he loses control over it, it can transform him into the Black Beast itself. In fact, Ragna was the original Black Beast, sent back in time after falling into a magic cauldron. The two were somehow separated and did battle in the past. These events would repeat themselves in a 100-year time loop until this chick saved Ragna from falling into that cauldron, stopping the Black Beast from appearing in the past in the first place.
But if the Black Beast never went back in time, then it would never have created Seether, and everything in Blazblue shouldn't exist as we know it. So how?
No one knows!
Can we just make this guy fight someone now?
I'm the main character, and yet again, I get left in the dark. It's really starting to piss me off.
Way back in the year 2010, the discovery of magic forever changed the course of human history. Traditional technology was eliminated for newer, environmentally friendly methods. And after improving the planet, a certain world superpower sought to improve mankind itself.
Oh, hey, another super soldier project. Let me guess, they injected this guy with some serum and it didn't really work out the way they wanted, but now he's a badass.
Replace serum with magic, and close enough. This man would emerge as the feared bounty hunter, Soul Badguy.
So he's clearly the bad guy.
Actually, he's the main hero of the story.
Well, then why would
Before Soul's transformation,
He's
he
not the
was
same
known
thing.
as Frederick, a scientist tasked with leading the Super Soldier Project alongside his
Favorite
love
band,
interest,
Quintess.
Arya. But whether he intended to
Has a
or
degree
not,
in particle
Frederick would
physics.
become the prototype of this new super race, the Gears.
But is he guilty?
Oh, hell yeah. He was responsible for Arya's death, and then her next death when she was resurrected into this thing.
Oh! Wasn't expecting her to look like that, but not as much as I wasn't expecting the blue robo-penis! Who even does that?
She was likely created as a giant FU to poor Soul by that man.
Which man?
That man.
I only see Soul Bad Guy.
No, it's that man.
It's just you and me here, Wiz.
Listen, the villain is that man.
Soul Bad Guy's the hero and the villain?
No, he's another character. Just pretend Soul Bad Guy's not there.
You mean he's invisible?
When this person was born into the world, his parents looked at this child and decided they would name him that man.
Who were they looking at, Wiz?
His name is T-H-A-T space M-A-N.
Well, F-U-C-K space Y-O-U. I'm out. So I looked at the internet and discovered that his actual name is that man. I apologize for earlier. Let's move on.
Soul had to maintain a human appearance to disguise his true gear form, so he developed a special limiter headpiece to keep his own power at bay.
If that thing comes off, say goodbye to whoever recently pissed him off.
As a gear, Soul's aging was slowed to a near halt, allowing him more than enough time to develop his own fighting style.
Well, whatever fighting style lets you punch fire, that's the one I want to learn. Soul's volcanic viper and Fafnir punches are flame-enhanced strikes, while his riot stomp flies in with a fearsome kick. And because this is anime, Soul can trigger his second form, the Dragon Install.
The Dragon Install allows Soul to safely tap into a fraction of his full gear power, boosting his strength, speed, and healing ability. The drawback, he can only sustain this power for so long, and afterward, he's left vulnerable.
As Soul wandered the Earth, that man began a plan for world domination using an army of gears. In response, Soul put together a gear-obliterating super weapon called Outrage.
which looks like the world's most complicated can opener. Or next-gen Bop It.
Turns out it was so powerful nobody could wield it, not even Soul. So he had to split it apart into 8 pieces just to make it usable. Naturally, he took the best piece for himself, the flame-enhanced Fire Seal. I want a Fire Seal, that'd be fucking sweet. Try and eat me now, Orca Whale. Fire Seal!
Using Fire Seal to its full potential, Soul defeated that man's forces twice over.
And then he decided to upgrade the shit out of it with the Junkyard Dog Mark III casing.
But this is hardly the full extent of Soul's power. He once survived the backyard, an alternate dimension which would annihilate the soul of a normal man. And by removing his headband, he can access his full unrestrained potential.
Like when he shot a laser out of his sword to incinerate an inhuman gear the size of Mount Everest.
And once he went back in time and witnessed his past self get murdered, which should have erased him from the present a la Marty McFly. But he didn't like that idea very much, so he just didn't.
After Blazblue, nothing is too bizarre for me anymore.
Soul is powerful, but fears his full potential. He's also
Man from the
pretty
past or
lazy.
present, I don't believe.
His favorite strategy is always whichever is the least strenuous. This lack of extra effort can sometimes leave him underestimating his opponent.
But the second he starts trying, few can stand in his way.
All right, I had to write this with my left hand because, Bucky's occupying my right hand. All right, so I picked $5 on Soul Badguy.
I did $10 on Soul.
Okay. Why'd you pick Soul?
What I really zeroed in on, which could be through their genius manipulation, or it could be my genius, and this is what I should have zeroed in on. We shall see. Is that he is so super powerful that he did time travel and erased himself from the past, but he was like, nope.
Yeah, right?
He refused the Marty McFly. He messed with time travel, and yet his present went unchanged. So to me, that seems pretty impressive. Impossible, potentially, but, that's what I keyed in on over everything else. Because I feel like with Ragna, there was a lot of stuff that he could do, but also a lot of it was just don't question it.
Mm.
And so part of me goes, well, yeah, but they always they dig into the science on this. They back up who they think should win with actual data from the comics or the shows or the games and numbers. And I don't know. I don't feel like it will be satisfying if they say Ragna won because don't question it. It could be entertaining for a minute, but then I'm going to sit here being no, but why? I want to know why. So.
That's a pretty good thing to catch on to, was the fact that he's just nope, I'm not going to be erased. So. That's kind of like some, I don't know, Toon Force, Deadpool kind of logic in there that nope, I'm just going to will myself to do that. Like the name better, Soul Badguy. So that's one. It's one point in his
He has
favor.
a winning name.
It was a winning name. Second thing was Mount Everest. He had some strength that was, I don't know, enough to destroy at level Mount Everest. So I'm okay, they didn't really say too much about what, the other guy just survived a lot, getting stabbed a lot. Not that he wasn't powerful, but that's what I remembered about Ragna. He has a demon arm, and he got stabbed a bunch of times, and yeah. So I'm going with Soul Badguy. I wasn't super confident though, because it seems like both of them have some crazy logic that could go either way.
You have the lead now, so now you've gone back to cautious betting, just $5.
It's true.
Now I'm playing big. I'm at 10.
Big spender.
Hey, for me that's big. Hey, what was the most I ever bet? $20. So
I think they meant 30 at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I had the hot hand that day.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Who's gonna get that bounty?
Who are you? Out of my way, you're dead. You gotta be kidding me. Let's get this over with.
My soul.
Restriction.
Oh!
Restriction 666 released. Dimensional interruption imaginary number 4.
Ooh. Bouncing off of walls. Dude, take your headband off.
Tapping out.
Oh!
I'm not gonna waste any more time on you, asshole. Shit!
They both got stabbed. Okay. What is happening?
Becoming a dark one.
Oh, yeah. Sweet music.
Cool visual too.
Yeah. Wait, that was it? What?
Bullseye.
Ragna put up a tough fight, but Soul had him outclassed.
How did he
Likely due to the
die
fact
though?
that while
know.
Ragna had on 4 belts, Soul had 18.
Soul's centuries worth of fighting experience trumped Ragna's training, and he has consistently shaken off wounds more easily.
Even Soul is tough enough to withstand Ragna's Azure Grimoire, just like when it survived the backyard.
The Black Beast was impressive, but Soul's gear form is leagues above. Recall when Soul turned that gear the size of Mount Everest into dust.
Mount Everest.
By comparing the size of the gear to the clouds, we can determine its volume to be around 140 billion cubic meters. Destroying something this size would require more than 85 gigatons of TNT. That's nearly 200 times more powerful than the 9.0 earthquake that hit Japan in 2011.
More than enough to take Ragna down, and that was only a fraction of Soul's real power. Ragna just burned out in the end.
The winner is Soul Badguy.
I feel like, especially animation style, that was one of their best fights, like as far as like the older ones go.
Yeah, I loved the setting that they were fighting in. The visuals
Yeah.
I thought were really fun. Did make me feel a bit like an old school video game, so I appreciated that. Music was good, like you said. I think the only thing about it was like,
The abrupt ending.
yeah, the kill move
Wasn't-
was like, I don't know, too fast for the naked eye because
Yeah.
I didn't really get it.
The kill move wasn't super satisfying. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I didn't get in this, but you know, a lot of what was going on in there. But I thought, I just thought it was a fun fight, and glad we got to learn a little bit more about Soul Badguy and Guilty Gear and Blazblue. I always want to call it Blazblue. I don't know why, just because there's no E in it, so I feel like it can't be Blaze. But anyways, so with that, I think we're tied. You have 275, I have 275, because you were 5 back, and now we are dead even.
That's right. Come back.
Once again, we're tied. But you know, plenty of time left. We'll see.
I mean, there's really only like a couple months left.
Plenty of time for me to get like double-digit lead.
Sure.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want all of our Guilty Gear reactions, check out Definitely Not Definitive Games. We got a playlist there for you. Thanks so much for seeing our reaction for Ragna versus Soul Badguy, Blazblue versus Guilty Gear, which keep in mind.
That our reaction is definitely not definitive.